by the time the credits are all over with Spider-Man Far From Home, you're not going to be somebody that sits there and tells me you saw that coming. The big identity reveal to the entire planet, but also by J. Jonah Jameson, played by J.K. Simmons. But let's now talk about the fact of why J.K. Simmons was brought back and why the decision was made to even use J. Jonah Jameson. When you look at perfect castings, I think almost like 100% of people, I'm willing to say 100% of people will agree that J.K. Simmons is the perfect version of J. Jonah Jameson. Like, you can't get better than that. So trying to recast that would honestly have been just kind of awkward, so they didn't need to do it. They got him back. And this is what Kevin Feige recently wanted to talk about, and he directly just addresses it, saying, you know, this is a character that's completely disconnected from that, but we just knew we had to get him because it was the obvious choice. And Kevin, having worked with J.K. Simmons all the way back on the Raimi films, he obviously wanted to use something that the fans loved, and, well, J.K. Simmons ended up being J. Jonah Jameson. Now, on the other end of that, they specifically talk about the idea of revealing the identity of Spider-Man to the world and needing to have this be J. Jonah Jameson because of that connection, that relationship, that history that the characters have together. Now, while at this time we don't know if J.K. Simmons is going to be back as Jameson in the future, you can just see that the pieces are definitely there to be able to connect them. And at the same time, he's painting him as a constant menace. You know, he's like, oh, he did this and he did that, and here's everything that's wrong because of Peter Parker, because of Spider-Man. And that's certainly the direction they want to take it. And when you look at it just from that angle, you can understand that this is something that can't just be a one and done. It just wouldn't make a lot of sense. And at the same time, moving forward with the MCU version of Jameson, you have to understand that he's a different character. And that's what Feige kind of wanted to talk about. It's like, yes, it's J.K. Simmons. Yes, he's back. But don't expect the same thing. And I think realistically you shouldn't, because we already know that he's sort of like a Alex Jones-ish type of character. He's clearly not running a newspaper. It's a controversial blog, right? So that's already kind of setting the tone and expectations in a wildly different direction. So you can now kind of understand why they went after J.K. Simmons, because they needed him, but at the same time, he was something that needed to be there because he makes sense as the one that would expose Spider-Man's identity. Having to just be some random Joe Schmo that works with, I don't know, what's her name? What's Hellcat's real name? Patsy? Trish, Patsy, whatever. Trish, that's, whoa, okay. Yeah, you don't want her. Like, nobody's gonna know who the hell that is. So it's gotta be Jameson.